the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi back again. It is that time of the night. Yes, it is that time of the night where we have to talk about what we have for you. Remember, we promised you that we will now and then come back to give you the background about the case. This case of Senzo Meyiwa started long ago while we were sleeping. So
Yes.
some of the things, it's like we're reversing, catching up. Instead of us giving you a lot of false, bogus news, we are saying, okay, we will give you the background that will probably help others who have not catch up with this case and understand exactly what is happening. So we are here for that today.
Yeah.
Great.
Honestly, yes, true. And I did promise our family, Mzansi Reality family, that after the video we did about the inner professional battles that are happening there by the NPA with Andrew Chauke and Shamila Batoy, that how the effect, or rather how it comes, or it affects Senzo's case. Not necessarily the fight, but the individuals we were talking about. So for today's video, it's more rather posing a question. And I would like for you, Mzansi Reality family, to figure this one out with us. You understand? I would like for us to unpack something that is very interesting. The question I'm posing today is, did Advocate Andrew Chauke recommend a new investigation team to take over the investigation of the Senzo Meyiwa case?
Yeah.
Is he the one who recommended the cold case unit? That is the question.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the end of this video, we will have something to work with.
A bit of an understanding, maybe.
Or a bit of an understanding. Because back then, I didn't know what was going on. I was just listening to these interviews. I was just listening. I couldn't put anything together. There was nothing to work with. The information was new. You understand? At some point, I was believing that Andrew Chauke didn't want to do anything with regards to this case in particular. I got that feeling, I got that vibe. That
I think we sat on that a lot of time.
a long time ago.
We used to think that was the case.
Yeah, that maybe he was too scared, or maybe I don't know what could have been happening, but that was the impression that I was given from listening to the interviews and stuff. But now that we've heard Brigadier Gininda's testimony and how the case came to trial, it's only fair that we reflect on what happened. So I Mr. Anonymous sent me an article from way back, right? It was one of the few articles that particularly had the name of Andrew Chauke. Right, Mr. Anonymous?
Yes.
It was interesting reading it now and having to go back now and put the pieces together. So, in an attempt to get answers about Meyiwa's murder remains unsolved. Now, this article is from 2019, October in particular.
Yeah.
So, around this time, the questions, the public was putting pressure on what was happening. And it was also the same month where Senzo Meyiwa and Siyabonga Mia made a brief conference and told the nation that they were going to ask for assistance from AfriForum.
Yeah.
Begu busy. A lot was happening. So in this article, they were saying that in an attempt to get answers about Meyiwa's murder remains unsolved, Mia met Chauke last month. Siyabonga Mia actually had a meeting with Andrew Chauke.
Yeah.
And I think also in the interview, he did express that he did articulate that, yes, he did have a meeting with Andrew Chauke. So Chauke told him that he was not happy with the progress being made by the investigating team and that his office had requested that the investigation team be changed.
Okay.
This is Andrew Chauke telling Siyabonga Mia that he was not happy with the progress being made by the investigating team and that his office had requested that the investigation team be changed. So this meeting happened, they're saying, a month prior to October. So this meeting between Siyabonga Mia and Andrew Chauke may have possibly happened in September of 2019.
Yeah.
Remember, Siyabonga Mia was telling us that he actually used all his resources for 4 years. He was based in Johannesburg looking for answers, investigating himself.
Yes.
So Siyabonga Mia said that he told, Andrew Chauke told them as a family that they were not happy with the progress and that they suspect that the people who hurt Senzo were in the house and they, the investigators, are not talking that language. Let's pause right there. Which investigators are not talking the language that the people, the person who had Senzo was amongst the people in the house? Which investigators are not talking that language? This is September of 2019.
And at the time, the cold case had taken over?
Not yet. Not fully yet. Oh, yes. September of 2019, cold case unit had taken over. Yes.
Yes. Now we are breaking it down to that level.
Yeah.
So these investigators are not talking that language.
Yes.
So according to you, what do you think?
The investigating unit or team that is talking the language that there were no intruders is Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Buthelezi. They are saying the people in the house are the ones that were responsible, as does Docket 375.
But
the ones who are saying that there were intruders is the cold case unit. Brigadier Gininda testified that from beginning, from him being assigned to this case, he's always believed that there were intruders after he perused the docket 636.
yes.
And we all have to remember that Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Buthelezi did not start off investigating docket 375. They were investigating 636 along with Brigadier Gininda. They were one team.
Yeah.
And we also heard Brigadier Gininda testify to that in court. Somewhere in between, they split into two because of disagreements. Right?
Yes.
Yes. So now it's September of 2019 and the DPP of South Gauteng, Mr. Andrew Chauke, is telling the Meyiwa family that I've had to change, or my office has made recommendations that the investigation team be changed. Right? Because there's no progress. And they suspect that the people who hurt Senzo were in the house.
Okay, so from my understanding, what I'm getting is that this is my theory. So there was already this cold case unit.
Yes, it was already established.
That was established.
Yes.
So he was talking about the cold case unit.
You think he was talking about the cold case unit?
Yes, in my opinion, and according to the timeline, he was talking about the cold case unit at the time.
Okay. So Chauke's office confirmed that after several inquiries about the progress made in the case, The DPP met with the Meyiwa family where he explained the role played by the prosecution in this guiding in investigations in this matter, the challenges that were faced by the prosecution, as well as the dissatisfaction with the nature of investigations that were conducted. He already had dissatisfactions with the nature of the investigations that were conducted. Now the question we have, which ones? Which dissatisfaction of investigations was he not happy with?
Again, I'm going to say, according to the timeline, he would have been referring to the 636 investigation. Because I think there is this notion that 636, when it started, it was going to the right direction, right?
Yes.
According to our theory.
Yes,
and
yes.
this is according to our opinion and from what we are analyzing.
Yes.
And then there was a disappearing of the certain statement and everything happened and everything changed. Is that not the case? Because you remember there are statements that as we go along
They
this
went
case that
missing.
are changing.
Yes.
New statements came to add or change a certain way of saying things.
Yes.
You know, so you would feel, I feel like initially this case was investigated towards a certain direction, and it was probably a good direction. I would put it like that. It was a good direction in my opinion. And then along the line, then things happen. You'd imagine that there was now eventually 2 reportings that were happening.
Now, Advocate Chauke further stated that he had made recommendations to the SAPS for the removal of the old team of investigators and the need to appoint a new team.
So this paper is saying that Advocate Chauke, or the cousin is saying Advocate Chauke said there must be a new team implemented. So already he was doubting the cold case unit team, in my opinion.
In your opinion, you're thinking he was doubting the cold case unit?
Yeah, because maybe of the politics that was already happening. Perhaps he was privy to what was happening. Now there is Warrant Officer Makubo team, and then there is a Kininda team. In a sense, one can look at it like that, because eventually we had 375 and 636.
So you are saying that his recommendations was that there should be a removal of the cold case.
The investigators from the cold case, yes, I think so.
My interpretation is a little bit different.
No, come with it.
Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, Advocate Chauke further stated that he had made recommendations to the SAPS for the removal of the old team of investigators and the need to appoint a new team. I'm thinking case 375 was opened in January of 2019. By the time that it was opened, there were already aspersions that were cast to some of the members, but the investigation team was done. Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Buthelezi were done with the investigations, and they were the ones in the Docket 375 were saying that all the people in the house should be arrested for defeating the ends of justice, right? So if they were done, to me, in my interpretation, I feel like they are the old investigation team that were eventually replaced with the cold case. That's just my opinion.
But then what do you make of the appointment that happened? Because the appointment included Makubo at the time, Joyce, right, at the time. In a sense, there was this notion that happened that said there was an appointment from the officer of the minister, which at the time was Minister Begicele, and then there was an appointment from commissioner, which is Justice Ketlasitol. There was that contradiction. There was that theory that I think allegedly was out there, saying that there are two teams now running this case. What do you make of that?
So this was all said by the spokesperson Pindim Jordana at the time, and here honestly it sounded like Chauke is the one who made recommendations for the team of Warrant Officer Makubu and Colonel Buthelezi as well as Brigadier Gininda to be appointed. That was the interpretation I initially had when I read the article 2-3 years ago. So now the question becomes, when were these recommendations made exactly? Was it before Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Buthelezi were appointed, or was it after they handed in Docket 375 for it to be prosecuted? Mind you that Docket 375...
was 375 ever handed in Johannesburg?
Yes, it was. It was handed in Johannesburg, in fact.
Wasn't it the first time when it was handed in Pretoria?
It was not handed in Pretoria. It was handed in Johannesburg. There's even an advocate who signed for it. In Andrew Chauke's office, South Gauteng.
Mm-hmm.
Now that advocate apparently was suspended afterwards. I don't know what has happened to them now or today. And of course, in the court, they are saying that it's recommendations from a junior.
Yes.
So, mind you, the Docket 375 says that all the people that were in the house should be charged with defeating the ends of justice, including Brigadier Gininda, who is accused of allegedly stealing Mr. Hlope's statement from 2016. It's an allegation that he refuted. I'm sure you guys heard he refuted it. He said it cannot be.
Okay, so I'm just going to read this. Maybe it's going to help you. The docket was created in 2019, the 375.
Mm-hmm.
So, clarity on the second docket on Senzo Meyiwa matter. This is now the NPA, I think.
Mm-hmm.
31st August 2023. The purpose of this media release is to clear up misconception regarding the transfer of this docket of docket for Slora's Cast 375 1 or /1/2019. Okay? So this is when from the direct of the public prosecution Gauteng local division Johannesburg to direct of the public prosecution Gauteng division in Pretoria. The DPP in Pretoria has indicated that the decision in this docket will be taken after the conclusion of the current trial, which is now 636, as a credibility finding that might have been made by the trial court against the witnesses who were in the house at the time of the incident. Now, basically, when is the story of the news coming out, according to your paper?
It's October 2019.
October 2019. So it's like a couple of months after this whole thing.
The statement from the NPA.
Yeah.
That one came after...
No, I'm talking about the interview that happened between Cousin and the paper.
It was October 2019.
October 2019.
Yes.
So it could happen that he was talking about 375. Then I might agree with your theory then. Because the case was opened in January 2019.
It was opened in January 2019, 375.
Okay.
So yes, that's the question now that are lingering and that I have. But I'm not done, you guys. I'm not done. I'm not done. So Gininda, of course, refuted and rebuted it. No way, there's no such thing that happened. But the thing with Mr. Hlope's statement is that it was first introduced by Advocate Mshololo while she was cross-examining Tumelo Madlala pre-de novo, before the new trial started afresh. The old trial, Advocate Mshololo brought up the statement of Mr. Hlope for the very first time. And it was then disclosed that this statement is coming from Docket 375, the docket that Advocate Mshololo went over for 2 months. She even asked for a break to go over that docket, and she said she had not seen it before. It was the first time encountering that docket. And when she shared the statement of Mr. Hlope, she said she took it from Docket 375. Now, Brigadier Gininda, in his testimony now, he was saying that, no, that statement has always been there in Docket 636. Did you hear him?
Yes, I heard him.
He said it's always been there. It was never taken out. It never went missing. None of that.
I would agree that it was there. As for always, then I would not say anything. It was part of 636.
Yes.
Because if it was not part of 636, then there would be no need for 375. Because according to what we are hearing from Warrant Officer Makubo, is that, and this is what we heard when he was testifying, is that at some point there was a statement that was taken away from 636, which prompted them to start 375 separate case.
Yes.
Where they are saying some officials might be arrested.
Yes.
Hence, you find these statements being submitted as of now. Recently. It was all along, what we can say, all along, it was not talked about, or it was not there. I'm not gonna assure you on any of those theories, but I'm gonna say it was not talked about other than the time when Makubo came in. But if it was there, it was not submitted up until Makubo started mentioning it in that trial, within trial. No. Right? Is it?
It was first mentioned by Advocate Mshololo after she went through Docket 375.
Yes.
And was cross-examining Tumelo Madlala.
But was it submitted with those documents?
It was blocked from submission because they said it's hearsay evidence or something like that. Double hearsay or something
now,
like that. Now,
eventually it was admitted then.
After Warrant Officer Makubo testified in the trial within a trial.
What will happen, which prompted me to say, initially when they blocked it, it was okay in a sense that they can always claim it is hearsay evidence. But it came to bite them when they say this statement, in fact, it was stolen.
Yes.
So now they wanted to prove it was not stolen, it is there.
Yes.
Then they submitted it.
Yes. Then they submitted it instead.
Which is what Mshololo was probably at the time was looking for. Now it is being submitted to prove
that it was never stolen.
According to them, that it was never stolen, it was always there.
Yes. But then here's the problem. It interfered in a sense that Tumelo, de novo now, could not be cross-examined.
It did play a part because the purpose of it being submitted now, it is useless. But this could also assist in a sense of saying that I want to recall what Tumelo, because this is the case. At the time when we tried to probe this statement, we were told it is hearsay evidence.
Yes.
Now it is being submitted and it's admitted by the court.
Please.
So I would like to bring Tumelo back, because we never got a proper chance of cross-examining on this statement.
And the significance of Mr. Hlope's statement from 2016, it said that Tumelo had been on a phone call with him, and on that night of the incident, and Tumelo had shared information that Longo was fighting with her girlfriend Zandi and shot Senzo. So, and he heard this from a phone call that he received from Tumelo on that night. So the state found a way before de novo to say that it was hearsay evidence and the statement could not be used. Now it's weird because now we are hearing statements of people that are deceased and stuff. So it's kind of weird. But then they are also said that Mr. Hlope's testimony could not be used around that time. All I remember was Tumelo being so happy. He sounded happy.
He
when
was
that
relieved in a sense. So just to say thank you, Lord. And thank you for renewing your membership on top of that. And thank you for the super chat that we appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you for this love. Yes, so saying Mr. Anu and Emily, you are truly our information box. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you for always watching as well and supporting the channel. It's highly appreciated, and also giving those super chats. Yes, it's supporting the channel, it's fueling the channel, paying for the lights, honey, doing the most.
It couldn't be Mzansi without the problems, I mean. As we are enjoying the flow and everything
of this conversation I've wanted to have for so long, then
here comes the internet. We are going to wait it a bit as I change into land. Let's see what happens. We hope that it didn't disturb you that much. Maybe you can continue.
All right,
at
guys.
The borrowed time.
So the DPP further related challenges that the prosecution has experienced with regards to the investigations conducted in this matter, including his request seeking the removal of the old investigation team, as there was no cohesion between the investigation team or the investigating team and the investigation itself. So that is what the DPP was saying at the time, that there's no cohesion.
There is no cohesion between
the investigating team and the investigation itself.
Okay, so in a sense, what he's saying, there is this belief that what happened in that house, it was only including people who were in the house.
Yes.
So the cohesion you might be looking for is a cohesion that says people who are in the house, they know what happened during that day, or even the shooter might be amongst those people who were in the house. And then you are getting a different theory. And perhaps there were other factors such as the bullet, maybe, if they were privy to that information and all those other things that were there. I'm not sure. So he's in a sense saying they were anticipating people who were in the house to be arrested.
So because there was no cohesion between the investigation team and the investigation itself, hence the recommendation to appoint a new team.
So let us also not downplay the fact that perhaps he's talking about the cohesion within the team, in a sense that they were not speaking in one language also.
Yeah. The team, some people believe there were intruders, some people believe there were no intruders. So the team itself was not cohering with the investigation itself, especially if the DPP had believed that there were no intruders, that the people in the house should answer certain questions.
Yes. Shingi, thank you very much, man. Thank you for your sticker. We appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you, Shenge. Thank you. Is that thing working, Mr. Nanu?
Once we can see you on the camera, maybe it will work.
Is it working?
No, it's not.
Okay, guys, I just wanted to use that animation thingy, but it's not working. It's not activated. So yes, love to Shenge. Thank you so much.
Shingi,
thank you.
You are talking about Shenge Buteli.
Shingi, thank you. Sorry for getting your name wrong. Thank you.
Yes.
May God continue to bless you. So now we have questions. Which investigation team, according to our understanding, is being referred to here?
It's everyone. They remember, the cold case team is one. You cannot separate it. Only at the time where now you look at dockets where you can separate them. When they were appointed, according to even Warrant Officer Makubu, if you don't believe others, is saying they were all appointed equally at the same time. No one was appointed later and then came investigated the other one. The only time that happened is when some guy from Cape Town or Eastern Cape,
Yes,
who was assisting Gininde is explaining, who was also not happy about the behavior of Warrant Officer Makubu and Teles, right? That guy, I forgot his name. Parimal. Yeah, so that is the only time the differences could be seen. And the submission of documents, obviously, in different times.
So as where we stand now, which investigation team does not have cohesion with the investigation itself?
It's the cold case team that was appointed at the time, which included even Warrant Officer Makubu. I know you yeah, it's them all. That's what.
No, you are saying now they were in the cold case.
They were appointed together.
In the cold case?
No, they were not in the cold case, Warrant Officer Makubu, but they were up. It's like me, I'm part of the certain division, but we are appointed together. So we are working as one. Right?
Yes.
So when he's talking about the team, he's not separating between the cold case and the Warrant Officer Makubu and Joyce.
That's why that cold case.
He's in a sense saying all of them.
Team had to be formulated after this old investigation team that didn't have a name. That all of them were equal.
The 2015 one.
Yes, all of them were at the. You mean the 2015 one? Now you're going further.
No, I'm saying the 2014 one. I'm saying you cannot separate the two, because I think the thinking on your side is that when I say cold case, I mean, when I say cold case, include Warrant Officer Makubu. I know he was not part of the team, but he was appointed as a group. It's like you are it's a squad in a sense. Let's put it like that. That squad, which included cold case unit, Warrant Officer Makubu, Butelis. He's referring to that squad.
Okay. So he's not referring to the one that arrested Zamokuhle Mbata.
No, that one that arrested Zamokuhle Mbata is the one that Big Girl was talking about. That is a 2015 one, I think. That's a 2014 one.
Okay. Okay. So you don't think that what they mean is the breaking apart of Brigadier Gininda?
No. When he says cohesion, he meant, I think, the squabbles that were within that team, that squad that was appointed in 2018.
All right.
He's referring to, and the timeline does not allow for the prior 2018. It allows, in a sense, we're talking 2019 here. He couldn't be talking about 2015 because it was already stopped at 2018, right? And the cold case took over, according to Gininda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the NPA said at the time that they were remaining committed to delivering justice, and to achieve this objective, the NPA required thoroughly investigated cases that can pass judicial muster, meaning that when they go to trial, they are not planning on losing a case. They are not planning on letting down the victims. That
on its own should tell you what is going to happen to these guys.
So the NPA is not prepared to enroll cases with insufficient evidence. I agree with this mantra. If actually it was practiced in this case, it would have been counting for something. Lest we be guilty of malicious prosecution and raising false hope to the family of the late Senzo Meyiwa. That is what they said in 2019. And I felt it. That's why I was mum. I was because I had faith that the NPA was going to arrest the right people. All they needed was time.
Yeah.
All they needed was to put together their evidence. You understand? So I also want to share with you guys 2 different clips. One is from an interview, but we're going to listen to it via voice because I tried putting it together in visuals. It didn't come together. Too many technical issues happened. So now we'll just have to listen to the recording, the voice recording. One is from an interview with Begitele that he had with Alex on his show in Daba with Alex around April in 2019.
Yeah, let's push the likes, go. Please, guys, thank you very much. Let's push these likes. We're 190 now. I see 8 likes. Please, just a reminder while we go through this. So, Emil, which one do I start with? 1 minute or 2?
The one with 2 minutes. I think that's the one where Mr. Begitele was speaking.
Isn't the one with 2 minutes? It's the one where Mr. Begitele was, the cousin was referred by Alex to the clip that Mr. Begitele had. But let us start.
This show about this case earlier kulonyaka, I want you to lalela ukuthi what he said.
You see, indaba kaSenzo sihamba isikhathi eside.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Begitele. I asked him on this show about this case earlier kulonyaka. I want you to lalela ukuthi what he said.
You see, indaba kaSenzo sihamba isikhathi eside, almost 4 years, siya 5 years manje. Kuzofunela isetshenziswe kunje isetshenzwe ngendlela eyiyo ukuthi masizoyibeka phezulu kwetafula singakuphindi kwake kwenzeka kuboshwa umuntu orong umfana wakambatha kanti kuboshwa umuntu orong noma waboshwa ngamabomu noma ngephutha njengamanje usifuna imali usifuna 17 million ngokuthi wabopheka ngendlela singakuphindi.
Just while we are on this, so he's talking about the guy that was arrested, the neighbor in a sense, the guy that was arrested, the Mbata guy who was arrested, Zamoguhle Mbata, who was arrested. He's saying he's not sure whether it was a mistake or it was on purpose. In a sense, from this conversation on its own, I could pick up certain things.
Okay.
There were rumors that the two, the general and minister were not seeing eye to eye. Why I'm saying this, I would believe that theory if there was such a theory as it was alleged. So why? Because when Mr. Kehlastol was asked about this thing, he said the case has not been closed. So anything can still happen. When he was probed about this guy now suing the state and one thing, man. Now Mr. Begitele is saying, is confirming that it was a wrong guy. So these people were speaking in different languages.
By the way, is the guy that was said to have regularly been washing Senzo's car whenever he was at Fosleras.
Yes.
Indi lokho sizama ukuthi sisebenze ngokusheshsha kodwa ngokuphelele. Kune team esebenza ngizosho, kune team esiyakhile ebizwa ngokuthi the cold case a team. It deal.
This answers net then. It was built at the time. Yes, at that time, at just right time. There. He's saying, kune team SCNZ, there is a team that we built which is called cold case unit. So it did and it does exist, it seems.
This is April 2019 when he's saying this. Just before Good Friday.
Yes.
Lawo macala lawo cabanga ukuthi aseyabanda ikhona i-report ne progress enzikayo sethemba ukuthi kungekudala siyokwazi ukumemezela ukuthi sesifikile la esiya khona. Siyacela kubantu baseningizimu Afrika ukuthi ake basinike lelo thuba kwenzela ukuthi masibuye singabuyi nensiba Alex le sibuye nayo qobo lwayo.
I saw a tweet earlier ethi you made a commitment yokuthi iarrest yabantu ababulala uMeyiwa izokwenziwa before the Easters. Now we're about 3 days before the Easters. Makai?
We are 3 days before the Easters. If kungafikile la kwakuthi umuntu uzofika khona, I did make that commitment and I still live by that commitment. Ukuthi sasibeke ukuthi kufike kanjalo kwenzeke kanjalo ukuthi afike ama-Easter, but uma kuukuthi ukufika kwama-Easter sijahe kona bese siyibukela kude i-problem the damage engayenza uma singayivalanga ikhala ezithile. Sikhona ikhala, remember sithathe 4 years, sikhona ikhala ebeziyozivuleka kuyale ekuzofanele sivale. That commitment ngokwami ngisayibophezela kuyona. Mhlambe ke kuzosiza ekutheni even leso sikhathi sidlula sizokwazi ukuthi icala lika Senzo solve.
Minister uceleke sasikhuluma naye on this show before the Easter. Ithi ngikubuzeke la Sifiso. Njengefamily nokwazi kwenu.
Oh, now, okay.
We're gonna go to Sfiso next.
So he is saying that I mean, he's being probed about the commitment that he made, that he said by the Easter of when was it 2019. This case would have arrested certain people. At the time it hadn't. So he is saying that he still lives by that commitment, except that if we were to look at this in that manner, that we are in a hurry to arrest people, we might leave a lot of holes which exist. He admits that those holes were existing, which I think by Uktolama confession and all that, those holes were closed. I'm worried about that statement, considering what now is happening. Those holes were probably, and remember, this commitment is made contrary to what we have heard into that in that court. It is made without anything other than the so-called confession of
Absalom
Zungu. That was not even written down, right? Because we later find out that it was written later.
No, the one that was written later is that of Constable Senzo
Zungu, yes.
That one of 2018 was written in 2018. So
Yes.
in the Pategai, what was tangible in the case of the cold case unit was Absalom Zungu's statement. Now looking back from the court, we're not sure what else they were sitting on, but what was tangible at that time is Absalom Zungu's statement, which was done in November of 2018. And he was making this commitment. Mina, what I have picked up is the confidence of saying that arrests will be made. And at that time, you have to now look back and say Docket 375 was already done and concluded by Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Butelis.
Was it done on the October 2019?
January 2019.
It was opened.
It was opened, but at the same time, it carried over the conclusion of their investigation. They were done with their investigation, and Senzo Meyiwa is going to confirm that.
Okay.
They were done. They were done with their investigation. And also, this 375 docket, you guys can recall that it's the one that concluded that people from the house needed to be arrested for defeating the ends of justice. Okay, so, let's play the clip of Senzo Meyiwa. Let's listen to him. Recall that when he made that interview with Alex, now that was October 2019.
Even
Yeah. Okay.
leso sikhathi sidlula sizokwazi ukuthi icala lika Senzo solve.
Minister uceleke sasikhuluma naye on this show before the Easter. Ithi ngikubuzeke la Sifiso. Njengefamily nokwazi kwenu ikhona progress esiyenzekile from the investigation eyenziwa ile team okuthiwa cold case team.
I'm not sure ukuthi ukhuluma ngani mosho i-cold case, but i-team le yalaba about-2 ama-investigators lawa waselecta u-Mr. Autu asesebenze kakhulu ayiqedile investigation kunobufakazi nje ophelele okungadala ukuthi abantu babone futhi no prosecutor wakubona lokho wayeseyikhiphile nane-date nje sebeqedile ukuphenya basebenze kakhulu.
Ngiyakuzwa lana uthi wayesekhiphile ne-date. Are you able to share with us ukuthi yiphi date wayenikeza yona?
I-date no angisayikhumbula kahle ngisayikhumbula.
Ni date esidlule kodwa.
I-date esidlule kwangaza wakhuluma lokho ngo-May 3.
Okay.
Wakhipha i-date ngo-May 3.
May 3 2019. Sikhuluma ne-family ka Senzo Meyiwa nama questions noma ufisa ukuphawula ngalolu daba.
So was that not done?
Well, according to Sfiso, he's saying the two investigators. What I would like you to notice is that he's saying the two investigators that were appointed by Minister Cele,
Yes.
they were done.
They were done.
Yes.
This is Warren Officer.
He's not
Makubo.
sure what he's talking about when he talks about the cold case. So Sfiso at the time denounced even cold case working on this case. So the cold case came about later. So when Minister Cele took over, he appointed the two, Warrant Officer Makubo and Butelis.
Yes. And
then
he was
later,
confident that they were done.
Yes.
Because he appointed them, right?
Yeah.
And they
then
were
later,
done.
he's singing the tune of them not being done and the cold case unit. One might look at this as dilution. You know, when you're diluted, in a sense, all of this are alleged, obvious. I'm just thinking, with what would stop you from proceeding with people that you appointed, and then all of a sudden you're singing a tune of cold case unit. That was mostly people were giving it the roots of the Kesas Tole's office, and in fact they were even working in that office.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of things were happening in that office.
Yes.
Why did you not support the people that you appointed? A very interesting question to ask. And perhaps then the theory that at the time there were already two teams, Emil. I now seem to agree with that with that theory. That already what could have happened is that they look at this docket and they said, we need more time for the cold case unit.
So also speaking on the fact that the cold case unit, this is April 2019, when Minister Begitele was talking about that they already formed this cold case unit. When I look at the timelines, I am reminded of the evidence in the court, and I know that Absalom Zungu's statement was taken on November 2018. Stein told the court that he received the Section 205s on the 9th of April 2020, while Mangena fetched the firearm from Cleveland Police Station and started working on it on the 20th of July 2020. And according to what one may say, that the heavy evidence lies with the call records as well as the firearm. But when Minister Begitele in this interview was saying this, the cold case unit only had Absalom Zungu's statement as evidence.
Yes.
So the only thing that Brigadier Gininda had to prove that they were intruders, or the only substance evidence or material evidence, was Absalom Zungu's statement, which
hearsay,
according to me, was hearsay evidence. And yet the people who concluded the investigations with the recommendation that people that were in the house needed to be arrested for defeating the ends of justice, their investigation and
was a junior one.
not going to trial. To this date, like literally no one has told the Meyiwa family or the public as to what was wrong with this investigation of Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Joyce Buthelezi.
Which later comes in and now in a sense that, we will look at it if,
at the conclusion of this.
That doesn't give me a nice feeling to say that it was indeed a junior investigation. Why then are you considering it in any case? If you feel that this was a junior and it's not done properly, why are you then considering it?
And Sfiso, this is October now. The second clip where Sfiso is talking is October 30th of October 2019. He has no clue what he's talking about when he's saying cold case. He's clueless.
Very interesting also that Sfiso denounced it. Yes, I mean the minister knows better, but is to say that I'm not sure of what he's talking about if he says there's cold case team. All I know is that the people he arrested, he appointed, are done with the case. They've got solid evidence. It can arrest anytime.
And he's also saying that the two investigators worked really hard. They were done with the investigation and they had complete evidence. That's his words. That's what he's saying. That can cause for people to get arrested.
Yes.
And the prosecutor saw that. He even released a date.
The junior prosecutor, the so-called
junior. They are calling a junior. Is the one who released the date.
Yes.
He said they are done with the investigation. They worked really hard. So this prosecutor had set a date of the 3rd of May 2019. And by the way, I did not know, but this prosecutor is an advocate or was an advocate. I don't know what's happening now, but he was an advocate at the time that he signed this for the docket to go to trial. Docket 375.
He was not a junior advocate.
He was an advocate.
A seasoned advocate.
He was an advocate. I have never heard of a junior advocate. He's an advocate. Maybe they are there. But I don't know. Maybe I may be corrected by the learned friends.
Yeah, the one in a sense can say there is a junior, in a sense that there are people who pass the bar from university and they go straight to be advocates.
Okay. So they are considered as junior advocates.
Yeah, they will be. I think you would be considered as junior because you have not practiced that much. You have not done much. You've just written a test, you pass, and then you need to pass through a certain stage of being a junior.
So if you listen to Sfiso here,
yeah,
in the trial, we have found out that Makubo and Buthelezi opened Docket 375 in January of 2019. This interview is happening in October of 2019. By that time,
Makubo and Buthelezi were already done.
And if these allegations are true, they were completed. They were done. They were finished with their investigation.
We could be facing a very interesting case, eh?
Though it would have been so lit, so nice. It would have brought us a little bit closer to what happened to Senzo.
You think?
A little bit.
You think?
A little bit.
You think?
I think.
Because you're sounding like you're sure it would.
I'm not sure, but I think it's my opinion. I feel like the people in the house have a lot to answer.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
And right now, 636 is doing a scramble egg.
636 is trying to take our attention away from the people in the house. That's my concern with 636 that is currently on trial.
Again, you think?
I think, my opinion.
Yeah, because
I feel like I'm deviated away from the people in the house. I cannot believe that the state closed their case without calling everyone. They just called Tumelo, Ntogo, and Zandi. That's it. That's enough.
Yeah.
And we still, from these three, don't know exactly who shot Senzo.
Look, what I see about this case is that a lot of things change, in my opinion. I feel like people came in, they wanted to do something proper, or maybe I'm just thinking, I'm not saying that there's something that was not proper. In my own head, people wanted to do, and some of them did, and then I think 636 took over, it swallowed everyone, and then things changed. People started not believing on certain people that they would have appointed. The prosecutor that was supposed to give a go ahead in Johannesburg started suggesting things and having meetings with the families and talking things.
A new investigation team,
which even
This is
today
October
it is not
2019.
clear how the case moved from Joburg to Pretoria. Now all of a sudden it's no longer his concern. It is very, there are a lot of things that could be answered, but I mean, we are not probably going to get answers.
And let us not forget that Brigadier Gininda, although he was in a team with Warrant Officer Makubo and Colonel Buthelezi, he said he has always held the stance after perusing the docket that there were intruders in that house. And he has never believed anything
And
else.
he's carrying over from the other team because he said he did work with the other team.
Yes.
Yes, he's the only common factor between the two, takeover and the current situation that we're facing.
He's never believed otherwise. And
then the gun had to be tested many occasions. Then at some point the bag was not sealed. There is no answer on that. This case is just a mess. Perhaps
cell
one
phone
day
records.
when we grow white hair, we will sit down and we will hear stories and theories, and perhaps we will make that list of theories, because we are currently making theories here, which is our own theories.
so overall, it's just funny how the theory that Andrew Chauke, or Advocate Andrew Chauke, did not believe in, that the people in the house are the ones that should answer. There were no intruders, you understand, in October 2019. This theory that he believed ended up not being the one going to trial, but the one that
Yes,
there were
while
intruders.
he pushed for it to actually go to that direction, according to his thinking, is the suggestion was such that the people in the house, and then all of a sudden the investigation comes and it's a total different investigation. We have we have what is it called, mastermind, and then mastermind who's not exactly mastermind, because it's not put like that as a matter of fact.
Person of interest.
It's just a person of interest who's not even part of whatever that is happening in that court, but people are being arrested for his or her instruction.
Yes.
It's funny, man. It begs a lot of questions, and we are going to leave it like that also. We're not going to go any further than this, because we leave it to you.
Let us digest it.
Are you thinking?
Let us digest it.
Where
Let us
did the
try
problem
putting it
start?
together. And you guys let me know what you think. We're going to leave it like that.
Where did the problem start, and why did it start? That's for you. That's your portion. Emily, anything?
Nothing more.
Nothing more. Yeah, people were saying that we promised them that we are going to come with this. Yes, we are here. Here is it.
The rabbit hole, yes. The rabbit hole I was talking about in the last video. This is it. This is it. So you guys tell me what you think.
Your opinion. Right. While I maybe wait, if you guys are going to call, just say your piece, but remember, respectfully, and remember, we all don't have facts. Busani Sibanda, thank you, our member, and thank you for maintaining membership. Chuguana,
Thank you.
Nat, thank you, Botu, thank you, Mlungis Jonas, thank you, Lola, thank you for renewing the membership, and thank you for the gift. Innocentia, Hadebe, thank you, God bless you. Chumani, Misani, thank you. Tandim Teimbo, thank you. Talking about 2%, obviously. Mpo Diamond, thank you. Gwelagiti, thank you. Hamilton, Mazuze, thank you. Sitlanjengo Holok, Mraul, Trobel, thank you. Daniel, thank you. Dumsan Trevor Baloi, thank you. Sabonga. Okay. Lufate, our member, our moderator. Thank you very much. Please like the video, guys. Our moderators have been working so hard. We appreciate you. Please like the video. Appreciating. Upload Zonke Media. Thank you very much, Sabonga. Lola. We appreciate you. God bless you. Ndazi Leia, thank you very much. Hello family. Siyabonga. Sakubingelela nawe Ndanzi. Sethanjalo Larry, thank you very much. Lungis have mentioned you. Osietzile, thank you. We appreciate you. Marcos Peterson, thank you. We appreciate you. Yeah, Spindes Bonge Gushing. Kahungwa. Thank you very much. God bless you. We appreciate that. We appreciate it. Gives us this light. Hey, these days it's even harder. Tabi Somate, Siabong. Yeah. Just that we don't cry. We are old. Swain, thank you very much. Owen, Komane, thank you. Uncle Nails, thank you. Siabong abafethu. Kakulu. Unkulunkulu njani busise. Sehle njalo Muhlezi, 1, thank you. Let me see. Tiiso, thank you. Siponengu, thank you. Doka Shabalala, Sabonga. Lisiho, Molebati, thank you. Sishanje kanjalo. Magwenzeka, we messed up your name. Correct us. This is the platform. Escape of a keyboard. Thank you. Senior hamba njalo. Must have been late. Yes, isizosala video. Yakho nje video. Izosala nayo. But guys, we thank you. We appreciate you. I think Emily, I'm not missing anything. Check on WhatsApp if there's anything.
There's any voice message or anything.
Okay, good day, Mzansi. If you have the contact details of Siabonga, me, Senzo's cousin, please send me. Okay, this is someone who's asking. I wish their family to explore another option which might serve justice for them. Thanks. Okay, hopefully this is someone else. Hopefully is watching, and they can be or find a way of getting to us, because we don't follow people, we don't investigate that way. That is not ours. Tina Shine public. What is in the public opinion, we combine it, do research for you, and then we bring it to you. Siyabonga, guys. Injalo indaba, nje bafethu, press the like button, be a member. It helps. It does help. It does help. Be a member from how much? 25 rand?
I don't.
Or 30 rand, I think
it's
more
30 rand.
Minimum is 30, and then you have options. You can choose. Well, there are other options even higher, depending on your pocket, obviously, and how you feel. And we appreciate that. Yeah. And be a subscriber, we also appreciate that. And be a liker, we also appreciate that. Siyabonga nje kakhulu bafethu. Nkulunkulu ngathi ngabanani. It's a good morning.
It's a good morning, and hopefully you enjoy this thesis.
Yes. Yes.